So, we open with a vibe check montage. Minoru is narrating like he's in a documentary, comparing his current magical isekai life to his old life on Earth. He's claiming he didn't hate the old world, but let's be real. It was a grind for grades and social status, just like everywhere else.
Flashback time. Minoru admits his biggest issue with Earth wasn't the homework, it was the fact that he had zero ops. He was down bad for an opportunity to flex his power, but instead of fighting supervillains, he was stuck chasing low-level hoodlums. The man was suffering from success before he even started. Cut to the high school days, where Minoru is playing his role as the ultimate NPC. Akira Nishino, looking like the main character she thinks she is, tries to interact with him by returning a printout. Minoru hits her with the default, "Huh? Oh, thank you," response. Zero riz, purely intentional.
We're in the classroom, and Minoru commits a violation. He calls her Nishimura. Akane, who is literally famous and rich, gets pressed immediately. She tries to correct him, asking if he remembers her name after 3 months. Minoru pretends to lock in, claiming he knows she's the billionaire actress. But then he calls her Nishitani, and Akane absolutely loses it. She's screaming, veins popping, looking totally unhinged. Minoru corrects himself to Nishimura again, and Akane is so embarrassed she begs him to delete her outburst from his memory. Minoru is just sitting there, thinking she's a hater. Later that night, Minoru is walking home feeling lonely because nobody likes him. Cap, he loves it. Suddenly, he spots Akane getting kidnapped by 2 thugs. Most people would call the cops, but Minoru? He cracks the wildest grin you've ever seen. He finally found some motion. Cut to the warehouse. The bald kidnapper is yapping about ransom money and telling Akane she should stop walking home alone. He starts being super weird, mentioning her previous stalker incident. This guy is giving major creep energy and needs to be stopped immediately. Akane actually tries to fight back and lands a hit, but the bald guy does not take it well. He gets mad, calls her names, and raises his hand. Akane is looking terrified, realizing she might actually be cooked. Suddenly, the window smashes open, debris flies everywhere. And the kidnappers are flabbergasted. They start shouting, "Who are you?" into the darkness, because they haven't realized they walked into a boss fight. The camera zooms in on our boy in a ski mask. He drops the hardest and cringiest name reveal of all time. The stylish gangster slayer. The kidnappers are looking at him like he's insane. The cringe is lethal, but the confidence is unmatched. The bald kidnapper realizes he actually met this weirdo in an alley before. He tries to swing a bat, but the slayer is moving different. The speed difference is disrespectful. Bald guy is left with a shocked Pikachu face, realizing he can't hit what he can't see. Boom! The slayer lands a clean hook, and the bearded kidnapper has to give him props. He analyzes the stance and realizes the slayer has martial arts training. But then the beard guy pulls out a combat knife, thinking that gives him the advantage. Spoiler, it doesn't. The bearded guy starts flexing his resume, screaming about being a former soldier. Minoru's eyes light up behind the mask because he finally gets to test his build against a pro. The soldier rushes in, thinking he's about to end it, but he has no idea who he's messing with. Clang! The slayer blocks the attack with a crowbar. The soldier is shocked that a piece of construction equipment stopped him. Minoru starts glazing the crowbar, explaining how portable and sturdy it is, like he's doing a sponsored ad mid-fight.
The lecture continues while Minoru absolutely works this guy. He explains that a crowbar can be used like a tonfa. He's landing hits, kicks, and dropping physics lessons simultaneously. The soldier realizes the Slayer isn't just yapping, he's actually got hands. The soldier tries to stat check Minoru, analyzing his height and weight. He claims he's bigger and stronger, essentially calling Minoru small. He throws a massive punch, thinking one hit will end it.
While Akane watches in 4K fear, the punch connects or gets blocked, and Minoru has a moment of self-reflection. He realizes that in this NPC body, he physically can't keep up with a roided-out soldier. He admits the truth. He's weak. But then his fist starts glowing with main character energy.
Everyone in the room freezes. Akane looks terrified. The kidnapper looks confused. And Minoru is just standing there menacingly. The vibe shifts from street fight to horror movie instantly.
Minoru decides to stop playing games. He rips his shirt off, unnecessary flex, but okay, revealing a shredded physique, and goes full demon mode with glowing eyes. He declares, "I just need to get serious." The kidnappers are officially cooked.
It's a massacre. Blood splatters everywhere as the Slayer demonstrates the true power of a crowbar. He's critiquing his own form while actively destroying these guys. He's still not satisfied though, thinking he needs more grinding to be on par with a soldier. Perfectionist mindset. The fight is over. The Slayer walks away coolly, telling Akane to be more careful next time. Akane hears his voice, and the gears start turning in her head. She realizes the voice sounds suspiciously like the NPC from her class. Cut back to school. Akane is blushing and thinking about the name Stylish Gangster Slayer, which is objectively hilarious. She returns the printout to Minoru again, replaying the scene. Minoru hits her with the same NPC dialogue. Huh? Oh, thank you. In the classroom, Minoru calls her Nishino-san. Akane is shocked he finally got it right. But when she questions him, he gaslights her and tells her to forget about it. She's blushing hard now. She is absolutely down bad for the masked vigilante nerd combo. Minoru narrates that after that day, Akane started talking to him more. But then the scene shifts to empty desks. The clean classroom transitions into a blood-splattered ruin. The tone shifts from rom-com to apocalypse real quick. We jump to the present. Shadow is standing on a rooftop looking at a destroyed city. He thought the black hole would send him out in style, but instead he's back in his old world. But wait, Earth is looking completely destroyed. Shadow is confused because he remembers Japan, but he senses magic in the air now. Beta pulls up, relieved to find her boss. She ignores the apocalypse to glaze Shadow immediately, then points out that they aren't in their fantasy world anymore. Beta finds a nameplate that says Tanaka 302. She's freaking out about the alien symbols. Shadow, who can obviously read Japanese, just hits her with a yes and pretends his ability to read is part of his all-knowing wisdom. Beta is glazing him so hard for understanding the runes. Shadow confirms, this is Earth. Shadow drops the lore. This ruined wasteland used to be Japan.
Beta looks out at the destruction and asks what the heck a Japan is. The chapter ends with the squad stuck in a post-apocalyptic server. To be continued. So, we open in a ruined apartment. Minoru is raiding the fridge of some guy named Tanaka, but everything is rotted. Bro is disappointed he can't get a snack. He also swapped his slime suit for a hoodie to fit the post-apocalyptic survivor aesthetic. He walks into the hallway and spots a skeleton on the floor. R.I.P. Tanaka. Minoru starts inspecting the bones like a CSI agent, realizing this guy has been dead for years. Minoru is analyzing teeth marks on the bones, trying to figure out what beast cooked Tanaka. Enter Beta, who raided the bedroom and asks permission to wear some similar clothes she found. Beta comes out in a school swimsuit, claiming it has great elasticity.
Minoru has to explain that's for swimming, not surviving the apocalypse. He shuts it down immediately. Next outfit. Beta finds a bunny girl suit. She actually thinks the ear warmers are tactical gear for the cold. Minoru realizes Tanaka was a man of culture, but tells Beta it's too vulgar. It gets worse. Now she is in a dominatrix fit with a whip. She thinks Tanaka was a masked warrior.
Minoru is sweating, explaining that this gear offers 0 defense stats and was for specific activities. Minoru makes up some lore about training worthless pigs with the whip to cover up the cringe. Beta buys it completely because she glazes everything he says. Minoru concludes that Tanaka was a legend, but tells Beta to put some real clothes on. Cut to the streets. Beta is impressed by the concrete pillars. Minoru enters know-it-all mode, explaining electricity and power lines like he is teaching a physics class to a toddler. Beta thinks this civilization was super advanced. Minoru is internally stroking his ego, thinking, God, I'm so cool. Then Beta asks a logical question about why the lines weren't underground, and Minoru's brain crashes. He has no idea. Minoru starts yapping about Japanese aesthetics to save face. Beta believes him, but then she finds a newspaper and notices the text looks suspiciously like Shadow's secret wisdom cipher. Minoru starts sweating bullets. He realizes if Beta learns Japanese, she'll figure out his ancient wisdom was just him plagiarizing his old life. He needs to get them out of there before he gets exposed as a fraud. Minoru is shaking so hard from panic that he's vibrating. Beta asks if he's okay, and he lies, saying he's generating sonic waves to regulate body temp. She believes him immediately. The glazing is out of control. They walk through the destroyed city. Beta wonders what could wipe out such an advanced civ. Minoru locks in and says he has a theory. Minoru explains that the magic he saw right before he died in his past life likely caused this. Japan couldn't handle the isekai energy and got destroyed. They find a river. Minoru fills up bottles, claiming their trained stomachs can handle the dirty water. Beta catches a whiff of something nasty in the air. They track the stench to a creepy building. Minoru confirms the smell of death is coming from inside. Beta is confused about what a hospital is because apparently healthcare is a foreign concept to her. Minoru explains hospitals are just healing clinics. They find a massive blood trail leading to a room. Minoru thinks this is a clue to get back home. They find 3 fresh bodies. Beta analyzes the decay and says they died 5 days ago. Minoru realizes the math isn't mathing. Minoru deduces that since they died recently, the killers are still nearby. He tells Beta to brace herself because something is pulling up on them right now. A massive shadow monster with too many teeth appears right behind Beta. It's looking hungry, but Beta is already locked in. Minoru launches a punch, while Beta whips out a glowing weapon and slams the ground. They are absolutely disrespecting this creature.
Minoru lands a solid right hook into the monster's face, sending debris flying. But two more smaller beasts show up, growling like they want smoke. Minoru draws his katana. In one swift motion, he creates a giant X slash, nuking the area with lightning effects. No mercy. They realize they walked into a monster nest. Beta looks at the beasts and smirks, thinking these weaklings are the pigs Minoru liked to torture in his past life. Beta calls the monsters too weak while smiling like a psychopath. She and Minoru proceed to speedrun the dungeon, slaughtering everything in the room. Standing amidst the carnage, Beta declares that numbers don't matter. They are just built different. Beta compares the monsters to ones back home. She asks if these are the pigs. Minoru clarifies that the pigs were humans who liked pain, which shocks Beta even more. Minoru hears 3 people downstairs. Instead of saying hi, he decides to scheme. He tells Beta to withdraw so he can cook up a plan to act cool.
Cut to the floor below. A group of students is looking for their missing friends. Akira Nishino is leading the squad. She's determined to find them, even though the vibes are atrocious. Akane is crashing out with guilt, shouting about how they should have come sooner. She refuses to abandon anyone. Major protagonist energy here. The students are glazing Akane, saying they feel safe with her. They head toward the noise. One guy hears a drip and thinks it's a pipe leak. Spoiler, it's never a pipe leak. A massive dragon-looking horror drops from the ceiling. The unnamed students are losing their minds, faces stuck in permanent shock. The NPCs are screaming. Akane tells them to back up against the wall. She engages the enemy with a glowing electric sword, yelling, "Ha!" and looking absolutely feral. Flashback to Akane clashing. In the present, the NPCs are praising her for saving them. Akane looks up the bloody stairs, wondering who was fighting up there, realizing someone else has motion in this dungeon. So, Akane decides to lock in and go solo up the stairs, telling her squad to stay back. She drops the "if I'm not back in an hour, I'm cooked" flag, which is peak main character behavior. The squad is absolutely glazing her, calling her a savior and refusing to let her go alone. Akane is trying to be humble, but they insist on joining the party. She sighs, realizing she can't stop the simping. Cut to a creepy industrial hallway. It's dead silent, until Akane's intuition pings. She smells blood, and her squad finds a fresh trail. The vibes are immediately atrocious. Boom! They turn the corner and find a massive mountain of monster corpses, just a total graveyard. Someone absolutely disrespected these beasts. Twin Tails Girl is losing her mind with fear, but Akane is doing the math. She realizes there's no enemies left. Because they're all dead in a pile. It's a river of blood, literally. Akane enters detective mode. She checks the wounds and sees clean cuts. She realizes no human squad has the motion to pull this off. It's too clean. The squad is analyzing the bodies. Some are crushed, some sliced. Akane realizes they were one-shot. She starts sweating, thinking this isn't a human, but a monster her brother is researching. Akane's imagination runs wild. She pictures a super monster and decides to name it Brutl. Kind of a cringe name, but we let her cook. Wake. Plot twist.
The squad finds two unconscious survivors in the pile. It's Minoru and Beta faking it. The squad is shocked they still have a pulse. The squad notices Beta's silver hair and elf ears. They think she's a mutant awakener. Akane sees them hugging on the floor and thinks it's a tragic romance. She decides not to separate them because she's soft. Akane looks at them and gets hit with nostalgia. She starts thinking about her own high school days and that stylish gangster slayer guy, Sid, who saved her. She thinks he's long dead. If only she knew. Cut to the Messiah base. Akane is getting scolded by her big brother, Akira. He's mad she went out at night. Bro is giving strict parent energy. Akane tries to defend her squad, but Akira shuts her down with logic. They start arguing. She blames him. He gaslights her about priorities. Tension is high until Yuka interrupts. Yuka, the doctor with the drip, steps in. She says she checked the refugee kids and the boy, Minoru, just woke up. Minoru is in the infirmary, acting confused. Oscar-worthy performance. Who are you? Where am I? Akane introduces herself as a knight. Minoru points out the school uniform, and Akane is dying of cringe. Yuka roasts her, reminding her she's 20 years old in a cosplay. Akane is not having it. The moment of truth. Yuka says the boy remembers his name. Minoru.
Akane freezes. She realizes it's the same name as her dead classmate. She tries to brush it off as a coincidence. Minoru suddenly starts screaming, "Natsume!" He goes full worried brother mode. Akane has to physically restrain him. The acting is top tier.
Akane explains that Beta's elf ears are a mutation from awakening, just like her own red eyes. Minoru pretends to be shocked. He's playing the oblivious NPC role perfectly. Enter Akira, the sus brother. He introduces himself with a fake smile and says he'll treat Beta. Minoru asks to talk to her, claiming they communicate via gestures. Akira buys it, but he looks like he's scheming. The Nishino siblings leave. Minoru hits them with the blindingly innocent, "Thank you," smile. As soon as the door closes, Akira calls them clueless kids. This man is so cooked and doesn't even know it. Akane asks Akira what he's planning, but he stays silent. Cut back to the room. Minoru drops the act instantly. He tells Beta to wake up. Beta wakes up and immediately starts glazing Lord Shadow. She's amazed he learned the language in 5 seconds. She is down bad for his intelligence. Beta is scribbling notes at mock speed. Sid admits he just made up the sibling backstory on the fly. Beta is absolutely shook by this revelation. Sid explains the plan. Beta plays the sick mute sister to gather intel from the inside. Sid goes out to explore. Beta realizes she's the spy. Beta's internal monologue is going crazy. She thinks this is 4D chess planned since the Black Rose jump. She pledges her loyalty again, thinking Sid is a god. Beta tries to use her new role to call him Oni-chan with max Riz. Sid shuts that down immediately. Please don't. He dips to get some fresh air. Sid stands in the ruins of Japan and stretches. He is vibing. He loves the smell of freedom.
And is just happy to have dumped Beta on the doctor so he can solo play. Sid starts plotting. He realizes this is his old world and wonders how it got destroyed. He decides to LARP as the mysterious eminence descending on a ruined world. He is hyped.
Akane catches him outside. He immediately switches back to the stuttering, confused Minoru persona. Just looking around. They sit down for breakfast. Akane lore dumps about the base having electricity and food.
She talks about how hard her brother works to keep everyone safe from humans and beasts. Cid asks the big question: what happened to this world? Akane's eyes go dark. She prepares to drop the tragic backstory of the apocalypse. Flashback incoming.
So, Akane starts the chapter with a heavy lore dump flashback, explaining that 3 years ago, humanity was absolute clown shoes, thinking these monsters were cute pets or zoo animals. Cut to the vibe shift of the century. The beasts immediately start spawn camping civilians, and Akane is traumatized watching a family get deleted right in front of her. The flashback gets darker than a DC movie. Humanity gets absolutely rolled. People are screaming, and the beasts are just feasting like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Akane admits that humanity has zero motion, with the population dropping to like 1%, and she's sitting there looking depressed with a warped spoon while narrating the end of the world. Back in the present, Akane is explaining the magic system to Cid, who is sitting there pretending to be a total NPC, while knowing he practically invented the genre. Akane introduces the original knight, a golden-haired girl who was basically the server admin, carrying humanity with an OP axe and infinite aura. They built Arcadia, a utopian base where everyone was glazing the original knight, thinking they finally achieved peace and safety.
Plot twist. The original knight actually crashed out, slaughtered everyone in Arcadia, and went full Joker mode, laughing maniacally while standing on a pile of bodies. Akane reveals her brother is a survivor of that mess, while Cid is just sitting there eating his soup like, wow, that sounds crazy, trying not to break character. Akane presses Cid for his backstory, asking if any of this jogs his memory. And Cid starts sweating because he realizes he forgot to write a character bio for Minoru. Cid pulls a pro gamer move and feigns a massive headache to dodge the question.
Akane totally buys it and tells him to go see Yuka-sensei, proving she is too pure for this world. Cut to Yuka-sensei absolutely roasting Cid for disappearing, warning him that a stampede is coming, which is basically a horde mode event. Yuka shows him the map, and Cid realizes the next raid target is his old high school, which hits him right in the nostalgia. Yuka mentions an apex beast named Brutl, and Cid is internally fanboying over how cool and edgy the terminology is, while Yuka thinks he's just scared. The stampede starts with a massive earthquake. Yuka rushes out
to be a hero, telling Cid to stay put. But as soon as the door closes, Cid drops the "not" and smirks. Cid switches from NPC to main character instantly, grabbing his sword and getting hyped to farm some XP. While cut to the shelter where a guy with glasses is losing his mind. The glasses guy is crashing out, screaming about mercy killing everyone with a gun to save them from the beasts. Akane tries to talk him down, but he has zero chill and fires. Akane locks in and parries the bullet with her sword like it's absolutely nothing, while the gunman looks at her like his soul just left his body. The crowd starts glazing Akane for the save. She orders everyone to the clinic, and Yuka mentions they are running out of beds, so Minoru, Cid, is taking up valuable space. Akane decides to move Minoru into her own room to save space. Yuka is shook by the scandal, but Akane insists he's just a child, completely unaware she's inviting the shadow broker into her dorm. Enter Lieutenant Seijima, a guy with negative riz who tries to intimidate Akane, acting like a creepy ex-classmate who thinks he has authority. Seijima starts yapping about dumping the freeloader, Cid, at a beast nest, trying to flex his rank and be a toxic middle manager. Akane has heard enough and absolutely decks him in the face. She stands on business and punches her superior officer without hesitation.
Seijima gets up, realizing he's physically outmatched, so he drops a vague "I know secrets you don't" threat, before dipping like a coward, leaving Akane confused. Akane heads to the infirmary to check on Natsume, Beta, and the nurse says she's awake, physically fine, and apparently enthusiastic about picture books. Akane introduces herself, but Beta gives her the
blank, no thoughts, head empty stare, playing the role of the innocent, confused elf girl to perfection. The nurse mentions Beta is fascinated by objects, but then realizes her watch has been looted. Beta played them like a fiddle and stole it while looking cute. Akane is completely blinded by the cuteness, calling Beta an angel, until her brother Akira bursts in screaming about his lost digital camera. Akira accuses the cute little princess of theft, but the girls defend Beta. Akira then switches gears to talk about his research because he's obsessed with the grind.
Akira reveals he found the head of a beast with power out of this world, and Akane gets mad that he cares more about loot drops than the elf girl's health. Akira gives a super sus monologue about how he won't fail this time, looking like a man who is definitely about to do something unethical for science. Cut to Beta alone in the dark. The dumb elf act vanishes instantly as she furiously types on a stolen laptop, revealing she learned Japanese in 5 seconds and is actually a genius spy.
So, we open in the wasteland, where Minoru is treating the apocalypse like his personal playground. He is absolutely cooking these monsters, grinding XP like it's an MMO, but realizes he has to dip before his absence gets suspicious. Minoru is literally rehearsing his main character entrance lines in his head. He wants to join the stampede just to drop a cool one-liner. The man is down bad for the drama. He is sensing the vibes and getting ready to lock in. Cut to the base, where an explosion happens outside, but inside, Akane is giving full trad wife energy, checking on Minoru.
Sid switches his persona to fragile NPC instantly, pretending his head hurts while hiding his power level. Akane shows him his new room, which is literally just a classroom with bedsheet walls. She hits him with a playful "don't peek" line, and Sid is standing there looking confused, wondering why the accommodation budget is 0. Akane raids a locker and hands Minoru a bundle of clothes because his current fit is trash. She's super hyped for him to put it on, acting like she's dressing up a doll. Minoru looks at the clothes and realizes they look suspiciously familiar.
Minoru steps out wearing the school uniform, and Akane freezes like her game crashed. She is staring at him with her eyes wide open, absolutely shook, because the nostalgia hit her like a truck. Akane starts crying and laughing at the same time, which is super emotional, but Minoru thinks she's roasting his face. He gets offended, and she panics, grabs the dirty laundry, and runs away to hide her breakdown. Minoru is posing in the mirror, feeling his look, until he notices a specific blood stain on the sleeve. He realizes this isn't just a uniform, it is his uniform from 3 years ago that she kept. He realizes Akane is actually an obsessive hoarder, and he is rightfully creeped out. Suddenly, the door gets kicked open by Seijima, who enters with 0 riz. He tries to intimidate Minoru, but Sid just unlocks a core memory and realizes this guy is the gorilla from his high school class who finally evolved. The flashback confirms Seijima used to be a background NPC gorilla. Now he's a lieutenant gorilla. Seijima gets mad that Minoru is wearing the uniform and grabs him. Minoru goes full method actor, shaking and pretending to be terrified. Seijima starts yapping about a spy in the base and accuses Minoru because he's new. He threatens to feed Sid to the beasts, and Sid is putting on an Oscar-worthy performance of pathetic coward number 1. Akane bursts in and saves the day, physically restraining Seijima.
She hits him with facts and logic, pointing out that Minoru has only been there 2 days, so he can't be the long-term spy. Seijima looks dumb. Seijima decides to dip, but not before calling Minoru a boy toy and mocking Akane. He leaves, and Akane is grinding her teeth so hard she's about to need dental surgery. She absolutely hates this man. Cut to a strategy meeting. Haitani, the guy with the goatee, slams a photo of a destroyed school on the table.
The squad is confused because the building got deleted, but it wasn't by monsters. Haitani explains the school was destroyed by a single blade, not an explosion. Seijima crashes out immediately, screaming that it's Cap and that no human has that kind of motion to solo a nest. Haitani drops the lore bomb. The only person who could do this is the original Knight. He says the name and the whole room goes silent because everyone knows she was the server admin back in the day. The squad is terrified. Akane worries that if the original Knight is back, she might be an enemy coming to wipe out the Messiah base next.
The vibes in the room are absolutely rancid with fear. Suddenly, the alarm goes off, the screen screams warning, and it's officially raid hour. The monsters are spawn camping the walls, and Haitani starts screaming for everyone to wake up and lock in. It is pure chaos. Seijima is trying to command the troops, but the monsters are swarming the walls like it's Black Friday. One beast jumps the fence, and the knights realize they are completely cooked. Akane enters the chat. She speed blitzes the monster on the wall, saving her team. She realizes this isn't even the full stampede yet, just the appetizer, and she's already sweating.
Haitani is covered in monster guts, looking grim. He tells Akane the north gate is failing. They are running out of options, and the base is about to get rolled. Akane decides to be the hero. She tells her team to regroup and jumps off the wall to solo the horde. Haitani yells at her to stop feeding, but she's determined to go down swinging. Akane lands in front of a massive boss monster. She tries to slash it, but her sword bounces off like she's hitting a tank with a pool noodle. She realizes the power gap is too wide, and she is about to get deleted. Suddenly, boom! A massive beam of energy nukes the monsters.
It's not wind, it's pure, concentrated main character energy. Haitani watches from the wall, wondering who just activated cheats. The black wind tears through the battlefield. The camera pans to reveal Shadow standing in the moonlight, surrounded by dead bodies, looking edgy and mysterious. The drip is immaculate. Shadow drops the line of the century. The wind is weeping. It makes no sense, but it sounds cool, so we let him cook. Akane is staring at him, completely entranced by his aura. Haitani is freaking out, asking, "Who is that?" Akane realizes this guy is an awakener on a whole different level.
She prays he's friendly, because if he's an enemy, it's game over for humanity. Meanwhile, Seijima is walking down a dark hallway, complaining about his job and plotting to kill Minoru because he's a hater. He runs into someone in the dark and tries to act tough. Instant karma. Seijima gets stabbed in the chest out of nowhere. He's standing there, bleeding out, looking confused. The killer is just standing in the shadows with a gun and a smirk. Cliffhanger ending.
So we open with Shadow literally emoting on the rooftops, absolutely buzzing because he finally got to drop his "the wind is weeping" line. He is feeling himself way too much, convinced he has achieved peak coolness. But then, oops, he realizes Akane is already home, and if he doesn't get back to his NPC persona, he is cooked. The man speed runs back to his bed in 0.2 seconds flat, moving like he's glitching through a wall. Akane enters the room looking completely drained, carrying the weight of the apocalypse on her shoulders. She checks on Minoru, who is pretending to be asleep with zero shame. She needs to vent, and Minoru is stuck in a cutscene he can't skip.
The vibe gets super heavy immediately. Akane asks if he ever wants to die, and Minoru hits her with an instant no, without even processing the question. He is so unbothered by existence that Akane actually starts laughing at how simple he is. Minoru drops some lore about wanting to live forever just to have fun, proving his priorities are completely broken.
Akane starts trauma dumping about memory gaps and fears she might be a monster, clutching his shirt like she is down bad for some reassurance. Then she asks the big question, have you ever killed someone? Minoru lies through his teeth with a mob-trembling voice, claiming he's innocent. Akane leaves, telling him to wait for her, and the foreshadowing is thick enough to cut with a knife.
Cut to Akane having a full breakdown alone, crying for help. But suddenly we hear chaos in the hallway. The NPC gossip mill is churning because Seijima, the gorilla lieutenant, has been found deleted from the server. The news drops. Akane is the #1 suspect. The random knights are accusing her of murder, and she looks like her soul just left her body.
Minoru is just sipping his tea in the background, like, this tea is excellent. Dr. Yuka calls a meeting and drops the crime scene photos. It is gruesome. Seijima got torn apart like wet paper. Yuka confirms he died right after the monster raid, which looks super sus for Akane. Yuka starts grilling Akane for an alibi. Akane tries to say she was with Minoru, but the timeline is shaky.
Yuka lists all the times Akane and Seijima had beef, and Akane realizes she has zero motion in this argument. But wait, Minoru decides to lock in. He points out the cuts on the body are sloppy and dull, unlike Akane's clean sword skills. He saves her with facts and logic, and Akane looks at him like he's the smartest man alive.
Akane completely crashes out. She starts screaming, "I didn't do it," over and over, losing her mind. It's actually kind of sad until Dr. Yuka hugs her to stop the spiraling. Yuka forces a sedative down Akane's throat to reset her hard drive. Minoru watches, probably thinking this is great plot progression. Yuka explains Akane has massive trauma triggers. Yuka is defending Akane's honor, acting like the team mom. Minoru sees an opportunity and asks if he can help investigate. He is putting on his "I want to be useful" face. Minoru hits them with the "I want to repay her kindness" speech, maxing out his charisma stat. Yuka buys it and gives him a free pass to roam the base. Inside, Minoru is celebrating because he just tricked the admins into giving him mod privileges. Cut to the cafeteria. Minoru is monologuing about how this is a classic whodunit arc. He wants to solve the mystery, just to say, there is only one truth. He spots a nerd with a laptop and targets him. Minoru asks to use the internet. The nerd tries to gatekeep, with some weak insults. Minoru doesn't have time for NPCs, so he physically deletes the guy from his seat and steals the laptop. He checks the forums and sees everyone gossiping about the murder and the Black Knight. Some people are hyping Shadow up, others are calling him mid. Minoru is reading the chat and judging everyone. He spots a user named Silver-Haired Elf glazing the Black Knight way too hard. He realizes it's probably a fake because the name is too cringe to be beta. It is definitely beta. He gets offended by the bad PR and decides to correct the record. Minoru makes an account called Fallen Angel of Rebellion, which is equally cringe, and starts arguing with the elf user. It is a full-blown cringe-off between two Chunibyo disasters.
The forum thread turns into a toxic cesspool. The elf user gets banned for being unhinged. Minoru realizes he is wasting his time arguing with bots and decides to log off before he loses more brain cells. Next day, Minoru is bored out of his mind. He reveals he actually broke into the morgue.
Off-screen because he has zero respect for boundaries. He's talking to a teddy bear named Watson. I can't make this up. He reveals Seijima was actually shot with a gun, then cut up to frame a knight. He has solved the case, but is annoyed he has no one to tell. He looks out the window, depressed that Akane isn't home. Suddenly, glint, he spots a sniper scope in the bushes.
His face switches from bored to locked in instantly. Boom! The windows shatter. Gunshots rip through the room. Minoru is genuinely shocked for a microsecond before his brain starts processing the scenario. And now he is absolutely ecstatic. He realizes someone is trying to assassinate him, which is a rare mob event. He is literally glowing with happiness because he
finally gets to act out a dramatic death scene. He starts doing mental calculus to maximize the drama. He plans to spread his body out, use hidden blood bags, and dodge the bullets by millimeters while pretending to get hit. The level of effort is insane. The bullets hit. Fake hit. Minoru activates Mob Fu Ultimate Art, Bloody Marionette.
He is flailing around like a rag doll, popping blood bags to make it look like a Tarantino movie. He is screaming in agony while internally critiquing his own performance. He calls it Niagara's howling because he is spraying blood everywhere. This man is an artist, and the canvas is his own floor. Minoru faceplants into the blood pool, satisfied with his Oscar-worthy performance.
The assassins enter, stepping over the glass. They decide to cut up the body just to be sure, which is rude. The assassins look closer and realize, wait a minute, there are no bullet holes in his hoodie. They are confused. Minoru realizes the jig is up and grabs one of them by the collar. Minoru stands up, looking like a zombie from a horror movie. He is furious that they ruined his death scene.
The assassin tries to shoot him point blank in the face. The gun fires, but Minoru doesn't even flinch. He is completely unharmed. The assassins realize they are not dealing with a random student. They are dealing with a raid boss. Panic sets in. Minoru chokes two of them at once, lifting them off the ground effortlessly. He demands to know who the mastermind is.
The assassins are crying and begging, terrified for their lives. The alarm for the stampede starts blaring outside. Minoru leans in with a psychotic grin and drops the coldest line possible. This is what happens when you know too much. He is absolutely cooking these guys and having the time of his life.
We open with a wide shot of the server absolutely crashing. The monster stampede is in full effect, and it's looking grim. Haitani is screaming orders like a stressed-out raid leader, and Akane is running into the fray, but the vibes are catastrophic. Haitani tries to lock in. He actually manages to slice a beast in half. Okay, pop off, King. But he immediately gets jump-scared by another one. The difficulty spike in this level is unfair. The NPCs are getting deleted left and right. One guy gets eaten mid-sentence. Classic death flag. Haitani is sweating bullets, and the lab code defender is panicking because Akane isn't carrying the team hard enough. They realize they are cooked. Just when it couldn't get worse, a whole new wave of high-level mobs appears. Haitani realizes they can't win this DPS check, so he orders a retreat to the underpass.
He decides to stay behind and tank the aggro himself. A true hero moment. Haitani goes dual-wield mode, trying to buy time.
For the civilians to dip, he is fighting for his life, but suddenly, the ground starts shaking. The boss music just kicked in. A literal dragon, a Brutl, steps onto the map. This thing is massive. Haitani looks up and realizes his motion is about to be 0. The sheer scale of this unit is disrespectful. Cut to the inside of the base. Dr. Nishino is losing his mind because the alarm is blaring. He's mad that the Alliance kidnapped Akane. Skill issue. So he decides to go vent his frustration by experimenting on Natsume, Beta.
Nishino enters the hospital room where Beta is pretending to be AFK. He pulls out a severed monster head from a box. This man is officially weird. He starts monologuing to the unconscious girl about magic power. This scientist is down bad for his research. He explains his master plan, force-feed the monster head to Beta to make a super knight. He looks absolutely manic, while Beta puts on an Oscar-worthy performance of being a terrified weakling.
But wait, plot twist. Nishino gets backstabbed, literally. An Alliance agent hits him with a cheap shot from behind. Nishino is stunned, coughing up blood. He got third-partied in his own base. The Alliance agent is cold with it. He stands over Nishino and tells him to die slowly while he loots the room. He steals the head and the syringes. Nishino is on the floor, realizing he is completely washed. The agent dips. Nishino is crawling on the floor, crying about his failed experiment.
He looks up at his desk, trying to salvage his laptop, and sees something that makes his brain reset. Beta just stands up. She's not hurt. She's holding his laptop and his camera. Nishino is flabbergasted. He yells about his important laptop, but Beta just grabs him by the hair. The frail girl act is over. Beta drops the disguise and starts speaking fluent Japanese. She demands to know about the fallen angel of rebellion, the forum troll. Nishino is confused and dying, asking who she is.
She hits him with the lore drop. We are Shadow Garden. Beta goes full Chunin Bio mode. She explains she hunts the darkness, but her main priority is deleting the fallen angel guy because he called her cringe online. She finishes Nishino off. This is petty on a spiritual level. Nishino dies realizing he messed with a secret organization way above his pay grade. Cut back to outside. Haitani is still trying to hold the line, but the team is screaming that they can't hold out much longer.
Haitani decides to ego challenge the dragon. He jumps at it with a cool slash and does absolutely 0 damage. The monster doesn't even flinch. It is genuinely embarrassing. The dragon is about to break the barrier wall. Everyone is screaming, "No!" It looks like a total party wipe. The despair is thick. We see mob characters just staring up at the beast. They look paralyzed. The monster is looming over them like a skyscraper. Suddenly, the monster glitches out. It just freezes.
Haitani is confused, shouting for everyone to scatter. But then, a blinding light starts charging up from behind the monster's head. Boom! The dragon gets vertically bisected. One shot. Clean cut. It splits in half and drops. The server just saw a damage number it can't compute. The dust settles. The lab coat guy spots a figure in the distance. He recognizes the silhouette. It's him. The Black Knight has logged in to carry the lobby.
The random knights are hoping he's friendly, but Labcoat Guy is wary.
Shadow is crouching in the distance, radiating pure main character energy. His sword is glowing. He is preparing to cook. Shadow is staring down the rest of the stampede. He hits a pose that screams, "I am the storm." His eyes are glowing under the hood. He is absolutely locked in. He drops the line, "I am atomic sword." A massive nuke of magical energy explodes outward. He didn't just kill the monsters, he rearranged the city's geography. The shockwave levels skyscrapers. The destruction is insane.
Haitani and the defenders are watching their city get flattened and are just like, does this guy have no chill? Haitani is officially glazing. He calls Shadow a god sent to save the world. Shadow starts walking toward the survivors with maximum swagger. The NPCs are terrified. Shadow approaches the gate. Labcode Guy says, don't open it, he's a monster, but Haitani overrules him. He bets everything on the edgelord. The gates open, and Shadow walks in like he owns the place.
Haitani confronts him, asking who he is and why he came. Shadow pulls out his katana and starts yapping about the Gate of Darkness. He is fully committed to the bit. Shadow introduces himself. I am Shadow. I lurk in the darkness to hunt down shadows. The camera cuts to the NPCs who look visibly confused. They are trying to decipher his dialogue, but it's just nonsense. What does that even mean? Cut to the rooftop. Shadow calls for Beta. She arrives instantly, apologizing for being late. Sid internally panics because
he forgot she existed and realizes she can now speak fluent Japanese. He is sweating. Beta reports that the plan is in motion. Sid has no idea what the plan is. She says she found the head. Sid hits her with a to pretend he has high intellect. She points to the location, and Sid just nods along like, ah yes, right over there. The fraud watch continues.
The video ends here, but the story isn't over yet. Like the video if you're ready for the next part.